Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to, this is not RSH, but RSH and The Buzz present with RSH's Chuck Winchester, along with a former guest of RSH, Jon Kevin, and another former guest, Kevin Hart. We are coming at you from The Buzz to talk about Wrestlemania 38. It's happening here in just, 33 minutes? The pre-show starts?
Yep, 33 minutes.
Now, is there a pre-show? Because last year there was not.
I don't know if they're gonna have matches. There's lead-in. I mean, they're gonna be on the air.
All right,
7 o'clock,
7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Got it.
Well, let's get into it. So you guys aren't really WWE guys for the most part. You both watch the AEW, and I still watch WWE on a pretty regular basis. So let's talk about it. What are you guys excited for tonight and tomorrow night?
Excited for?
Yeah, man.
Nothing probably.
What gets you going?
I'm intrigued by a few things. So I'm intrigued by obviously Cody's potential re-return.
All right.
I know a lot of fans have lost their kind of excitement over it because they've kind of dragged it out. But I think he's going to get a big reaction. I think people are going to be expecting to see him there. I think there's a lot of hype for him, and it's the first, real defection, if you will, from AEW. And he's, probably the most unlikely guy that people would have seen predicted to be moving. So. I'm excited. It's going to be a good match. I think he's going to get a good pop. We won't really know what's going to become of Cody for, 4, 6, 8 weeks or so. But I'm excited to see that re-debut and kind of see how he's presented and what the commentators say about him and things. I'm sure they won't mention AEW, so it'll be kind of curious to see what they say he's been doing for the past few years.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good match.
Question for you. What happens if it's not Cody Rhodes?
I might die of laughter. If it is Shane McMahon in the match, dude, I will lose it.
I would laugh my ass off. What's going on, Joe Ciart the third from Working Fans Podcast? Thanks for hanging out on this impromptu episode of The Buzz Presents Wrestlemania 38. Yeah. What do you think?
I'm looking forward to the Pat McAfee Austin Theory match.
Like it.
Mainly because I don't watch WWE, but I do watch Pat McAfee's show and all his clips of everything he does with wrestling and WWE and everything.
So have you been watching that show from day one?
Not day one, probably the last year or so.
Got it. All right.
Probably the last time he wrestled was when I kind of got into it.
Against Adam Cole,
Adam Cole,
current AEW superstar.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a really good match. I actually watched that match too. I didn't really watch NXT back then either, but that interests me. So I watched that match and that whole storyline. It was good shit.
It was a good match.
It'll be interesting to see if he's gotten even better because he was great in that. Like, no one expected him to be that good. Everyone knew he's athletic.
Sure.
But no one expected him to be that good. And, there's a lot of people who can train it for a month or two and get by in a wrestling match, teach very limited stuff. But he seemed to have, the mental part down, which a lot of people don't pick up on. Yeah. There's a lot of people who come in for a celebrity thing. They can do a decent match, but you can tell they're out of their element. This is not their thing. McAfee looked at home in a ring. He did not look like a part-timer just came in for one match. He looked like a guy who belonged to be there.
To be fair, he owned his own ring.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he talks about it on the show all the time. He has been living for these moments. Has his own ring, watched wrestling, big fan. I don't think the moment was too big for him.
When he was still a football player, he was like, fuck it, I have money. I'm going to buy me a wrestling ring.
And he did.
That's awesome.
Yep. So, I'd probably do the same thing if I had money. I'd buy my own wrestling ring and set it up. And
besides that, I think I agree with him. Cody Rhodes, coming to WWE, everyone was waiting for that first defection. So I'm excited to see him there. Though some people will be angry or mad that it's happening. He was one of my favorite wrestlers for a while before things went sour in AEW. So.
Yep. I get it.
I'm also interested by the KO show. I mean, I'm a huge Kevin Owens fan. I'm rocking a shirt on a sweatshirt here.
Why are you covering it up?
I know. I'm cold.
This guy.
I don't know what to expect from that segment. Other than I think it'll be a lot of fun. I mean, Owens and Austin are two of the best promos around, and I don't care if they don't do anything, just to have a promo battle. I mean, it's like MJF and CM Punk.
Sure.
I didn't really care about seeing them wrestle. I mean, it was a great match, but I could just watch them do a promo for 20 minutes.
Sure.
I think that'll be this. I mean, I'm sure they'll brawl or whatever, but I'll be curious to see how much time they get and how much of it is eaten up by, Austin doing a big entrance and all that.
I mean, it's the main event, so I mean, they're going to go all out for it.
Well, you say that. They have 5 different main events. WWE calls every match the main event.
I mean, it's the last thing of the night. Yeah, it's confirmed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It's the last on the card.
So it's the last thing of night one, which is
That-
tonight.
So what do you think of that? What do you think of a promo?
I was going to ask you guys
closing
that.
WrestleMania? Well, I'm the interviewer now. I'm taking your job.
I think I don't care. A lot of people online are talking shit about it. Oh, I bet, they didn't tell Rousey that she's pissed. Who cares? The fact is Stone Cold Steve Austin is Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's going to be the reason why people stay here and watch the entire thing.
Yep.
I mean, it is what it is. So is it right? Probably not. Maybe it should be a title match to end night one. But again, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. So who fucking cares?
And we live in an age where nostalgia is king right now. People are going to tune in for him rather than Rousey.
Absolutely. And they actually let the women main event WrestleMania a couple years ago, including Rousey, Charlotte, and Becky, and they fucked up the ending and it wasn't that good. So,
well, yeah.
And maybe I'm sexist, but you can't argue that. That did, in fact, happen. They botched the ending and it wasn't that good. So why would they main event again? I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just may be an asshole. But
I don't mind it going on last. If it were me, I'd put it on first. I think having Austin be the first entrance,
people to watch.
I mean, would be a huge pop.
Oh yeah.
So do you think that maybe they should have Seth end it instead, or should they have the women?
No, I don't. I would do Charlotte and Rousey closing night one.
But the match is going to be terrible, right?
No. I mean, I'm not a fan of either one of them, to be honest. Charlotte can obviously put together a great match. It's been a long time since I've seen Rousey wrestle.
It's been a long time since anybody's seen Rousey wrestle.
She's been wrestling. Yeah, I mean, she's had like a short match here or there.
Yeah.
So I don't mean, can she put on a 15, 20-minute main event match? I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I bet
if she could. I think that's the second biggest match of the weekend. So from that standpoint, it makes sense to be the closer.
But is it though? Like, I mean, do people? I'm not trying to be a dick here. Do
WWE
people
will tell you it is?
They will. But on the social media, on the fan side of things, do we really care about Ronda Rousey and Charlotte in 2022 like we did in 2018?
No.
I mean, you have to think the last time they put together, they put Becky in there because Becky was the one people wanted to see.
Exactly.
They didn't want to see Charlotte and Rousey.
And so why did they think that changed in 4 years, and why should they main event when nobody cares?
Because that's who Vince likes most.
Politics.
I'm just saying. I mean, so that's why I don't really care that Austin's last.
Politics comes into a lot of things. I think that's what it comes down to. Like, they're going to put a women's show on there.
So, I mean, as they should. I don't think they should get rid of women's wrestling.
Yeah.
But I mean, sorry.
But as far as like being the second show, I disagree too. I think people would much rather see Roman Reigns.
Sure, absolutely. That's why he's main event in the second show.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar. I think they want to see Rollins and Cody, who we all think.
Whoever.
Austin and Owens. Like, those three right there are all, I think, bigger draws than.
You think about what's going to bring in more people who don't regularly watch. Is it the nostalgia of Austin, or is it the mainstream notoriety of Ronda Rousey?
Exactly.
And I don't have a for sure answer for that.
No, the answer is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Ronda Rousey would be main eventing.
Yeah.
So,
right. Yeah. Yeah.
And they've only been building this comeback for months now. Like,
yeah.
So.
It is Rousey's first time back, and to be fair to her credit, she did pretty good when she did her run. Usually I'm against celebrities coming in and doing their thing, but she did a good job. She was there weekly.
Right.
And she's been weekly since the Rumble.
Yeah. There was controversy about her being dangerous. There was, Alexa Bliss kind of, I think, referred to a couple injuries, concussions she got in her hand. And, I didn't like Rousey going on podcasts or whatever and trashing pro wrestling.
I didn't know she did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she called it fake, and she basically said she was there for an easy paycheck.
I did not know
a
that.
less dangerous paycheck.
That's hilarious.
So
it sounds like she's just like Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar's the same way. He's dangerous. I know they don't say this because he's actually not that dangerous, I guess, but he doesn't go by the script. He goes in there and beats people's asses, and that's it.
Yeah.
They mentioned, I was listening to, you guys may have listened to it as well, Keith Lee talking about his Rumble against Brock Lesnar, and Keith Lee was watching the Rumble before he went out, and he was talking about Brock Lesnar. Well, that's not what we're supposed to do. That's not what was scripted. That's not on the script. I actually have to go out there and fight this guy. I'm going to get buried. And he did. So, I feel like Rousey's that same one. I'm just going to go out there and fucking throw people because I can.
Yeah.
And Brock's defense, I can't remember who it was now. It was one female wrestler, Natalia, I don't remember. But they said that like Brock watches all the matches backstage and actually like went up to people and like gave some advice. So I think Brock has changed. I mean, maybe he was like that. I don't know, but
no, I agree.
I've heard it reported that he actually is invested in giving advice and stuff.
I think this time I agree with that. Before, I don't think that was the case, but I think since he's been back this past year, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it is the character, but he just seems like he's having more fun.
Sure.
Well,
And
it's
he's
like we
enjoying
discussed.
it.
I think his character is the way he lives his life now. He's
Right.
comfortable with that. It's natural.
He's got his beard.
He doesn't have to fake anything.
He's wearing his camo. He's happy.
Yeah.
Still weird.
Butchering pigs and cows. And
It's still weird to me seeing Cowboy Lesnar,
It's-
but I like him. He's having fun.
Yeah, I like it too.
That's all. That's what I want in a wrestler. I want someone who clearly wants to be there.
Look at Randy Orton, man. He's turned it around. He went from being boring Orton to
Mhm.
having a blast
Yeah.
because of whatever reasons.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys you can tell if he's enjoying it or not because his in-ring work reflects how he's feeling about it. If he doesn't want to be there, it's going to be the same boring Randy Orton match we got for a couple of years when he was in his downtime.
Dude, like,
And now he's revitalized.
yep, absolutely. Like 2012 through 2018 was a rough to be a Randy Orton fan because he was boring AF, didn't do anything, just said the same shit over and over, had the same feuds over and over
Yep.
again. And then he kind of got relit. You know what it is? He got a new wife. He got divorced. He got a new wife. He had stepkids. He got happy again. He's happy. So you can tell now he's hanging out
He's
with
happy Orton.
Yeah,
he's going to steal Baron's gimmick.
Baron's gimmick. Yeah.
He's happy. That's awesome. Speaking of that, are we excited for the Baron Happy Corbin versus Drew McIntyre match?
No, sure not.
They missed the train on McIntyre.
They missed the train.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
they had it rolling, and then
Yeah,
he's done nothing since.
he
He's got a
was.
sword.
He does have a sword. He beat Brock Lesnar at
That's an improvement.
WrestleMania, and then they gave him a sword, and he still threatens to kill these people with that sword. Never has impaled anybody, which
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, you just got to say that for WrestleMania.
It's gonna be the big end. He's beheads a motherfucker.
I was watching WrestleMania, like, where's this rivalry go? Like, clearly they're building to him decapitating somebody, right? Like, that's what's gonna happen.
My favorite. I don't think you just seen it up on SmackDown a couple weeks ago. Like they're playing darts in the back, and then all of a sudden you see a sword is stabbed.
That was
Yeah.
hilarious.
That was funny.
I've seen like
I've seen
two
that one.
SmackDowns in the last 2 years. I was one of them, and it was hilarious.
I thought it was like really dumb. I'm like, you're just gonna
Oh
But it
yeah,
made you- but it
It's
made you
funny
laugh,
in a
right?
dumb way. Right?
Yeah.
like at least do something about it. Like just start stabbing, man.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know where that's
That one, very low interest.
It's just it's a 2-night event. I mean, they've been feuding for a while. I mean, I think that what we're missing with this WrestleMania because we have all these matches. There's no special stipulations. So maybe if they did like a special stipulation,
There really
like
is no stipulation.
No.
Is there?
we
There's
mentioned.
one. The Johnny Knoxville match is like anything goes.
Okay,
Yeah,
That's like the one.
but that has to be a stipulation
Right.
for a match, right?
Right.
for Johnny Knoxville, absolutely. And then we mentioned earlier when we were just bullshitting earlier that Rousey should be a submission match.
Yeah. I think so.
Becky Lynch should be a hair match.
Yeah.
And I think this match, I say this like we have something on screen here, but the match we were talking about, Drew McIntyre, they've been feuding for so long. There should be some kind of stipulation.
Sword on a pole match.
Loser gets stabbed in the face match.
I think the Theory Mackie match should be a cage match because they keep showing Theory,
Running away.
running away,
Yeah.
like stoking
That
the
would be
fire,
good,
running
yeah.
away.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
be at least like a Falls Kind of Anywhere match. But
Yep.
Absolutely.
And this is the third time we've seen Reigns and Lesnar at Mania. So why is it just a regular match? There should be some
it's
kind.
the biggest match in WrestleMania history.
Again.
Stupendous.
Yep.
WrestleMania.
Thrice in a lifetime.
Like it should be like a last man standing
Yeah,
match or something.
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
There should be some sort of
I just don't think Lesnar can go that long.
True. That's a good point.
last man standing doesn't have to be very long.
That's a good
That's
point.
true. That's a good point.
He does have
Sounds
little skinny
fun.
legs. It's hard for him to get up.
He doesn't get paid by the hour. He's not as bad as Goldberg. At least
That's
he's
true.
not on the card.
Reigns is going to smash him.
Wait till he pops up.
Fight Seth Rollins.
Fight Seth Rollins.
Squash.
There goes the sparks.
Oh, that's awesome. What else are we excited about? We going to see Alexa Bliss show up anywhere?
What are they doing with her?
We saw her at Saudi, and then
Yep,
she
that was it.
was gone.
And that was like a panic, wasn't it? Was she a replacement for someone?
Probably. I don't know.
And she killed it in her
Yep.
time in the cell.
Well, people loved her.
It
Huge
was,
pop.
It was good. But yeah, like you said, I don't even watch WWE programming that much, but I even know that she has been absent since then.
Are they still showing like the therapy?
No,
therapy
that's what's
sessions?
weird.
That's over.
That's over. But they were showing all of those, and then they said she was cured. And then the next pay-per-view was the Saudi. She showed up as the same gimmick.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that made no sense. And then she's been gone ever since. So yeah, I honestly have no idea.
I think it's bad creative on that. Like they can't decide what they're going to do, when they're going to do it, and
Dude, I'm telling you, Alexa Bliss, in my opinion, is a bigger draw than every woman on this card right now.
I agree.
I would
Her
not.
pop. I know it's Saudi Arabia, but
Sure, it was huge.
she got the biggest.
I
It's
think
huge.
Becky's a bigger draw. I think Becky's the biggest female. Well, honestly, even though we don't like her, I think Rousey's the biggest draw.
I mean, Rousey is arguable because of her, background, but I just don't think the WWE universe gives a shit anymore. And so they're trying to get, the UFC fans. But again, she's been away from UFC for so long. Like,
what's up, Josh?
Hey, what's up, man?
RSH's
I think I'm
own
taking your seat.
Josh DeBoard. Well, this isn't an RSH episode, so no seats are taken.
We took your seat.
But,
you're out.
Now, I hope Josh starts giving you shit about AEW.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Hey, we do it every Thursday. I'm ready.
But yeah, it's just one of those things. Like, I don't think people give a shit about Rousey. Honestly, I don't. Like, she had a big pop at the Rumble, but nobody's watching. If people cared as much as people claim they cared, she'd be main eventing, not Stone Cold and Owens.
I pop for music more.
Nobody likes Charlotte, so I'm just saying she's.
I don't know. I know someone who we don't agree with often who does. Who's Travis?
Oh, you like Charlotte? All right, whatever. Well, she's been champion for like 17 years, and nobody gives a shit. And then we got Becky. People like Becky. I'll give you that. But Bianca, she's the up and coming. People like her.
Yeah.
But people blow up if Alexa would come out tonight or tomorrow.
They would. I agree.
That's it.
It depends on the gimmick because I didn't get into the whole. What did she call? It wasn't Fiend. What did she call her gimmick?
I don't know.
Does she have a name?
I don't know. I didn't get into the doll and all that.
Yeah. I don't know if she had a name.
She would just come out
Bray Wyatt did.
as Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, she was still Alexa.
As classic Alexa.
5 Feet of Fury Alexa.
Yeah.
Like go back to that. That was peak Alexa.
Yeah.
The first person to have both Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships.
Well, she had the belt behind her. Like, that was my shit.
Yes. Yeah.
This guy's gonna get us kicked out.
Before she pretended she was Harley Quinn all the time.
Yeah, and when she actually first debuted on the main roster, I kind of made fun of her for that because she looked like Harley Quinn then. It's like, oh, she's just another hot girl who wants to be Harley Quinn, and she's gonna suck because she's she turned my opinion around immediately. Like, every year you got 18 women dressed up as Harley Quinn thinking they're like edgy, because I thought she was gonna be the same thing. Nope, she blew it up.
That's one thing. You can have the look, but you also got to be able to do it in the ring, and she does that well.
And she can talk. There's not a lot of. I hate to say that. I feel like there's not a lot of women wrestlers who are good promos. And she is one.
Well, she was a manager on NXT, wasn't she? So that's probably where they're talking. That was her job there for a while.
Yeah.
And she's a really good promo. You're right. I mean, Becky can talk even though her accent is annoying.
Likes racial jokes.
I like her accent.
It's
part of the appeal for me.
I like an Irish accent.
I just got really annoyed when she was calling herself Becky Balboa. And it drove me insane.
Yeah.
I'm Becky Balboa. No,
Take that over Becky Two Belts.
I actually like Becky Two Belts. I thought
Can't
that was
we just
cool.
be the man?
Yeah.
Because Ric Flair already did that.
Oh, yeah, didn't Flair like Sue or something?
He talked shit about it for sure. Yeah, we were getting ready for some Seth and Goldberg. Might be.
Who's the worst person? If not Cody, who's the worst person they could trot out?
Goldberg. Shane would be the most funny.
Shane would be the worst, but he would be the funniest. So it's almost the best.
I really hope it's Shane, honestly. I would seriously laugh my ass off if it ends up being Shane. We'll find out.
Hey, that money, that song, I can't even talk.
Here comes the money. Here we go. Money.
I do hope they swerve. I hope they bring out Shane first.
They might.
And then he introduces Cody, because I think that's a big reaction. That's a moment,
Yeah, it would be. And I think that'd be the best thing to go. Josh, you might know this. Is the 7 p.m. start time, is that the pre-show or the real show? Because we don't know.
That's the pre-show, man. I looked it up.
Oh, you looked it up?
Yeah.
Oh, I just don't trust Kevin for some reason.
Veer's coming.
This is only my
Raw.
first.
Well, Veer is coming to Raw, so maybe he got his nights mixed up. That's why they've been promoting him for so long. And
he lives his life overseas, like gets his days mixed up.
Yeah.
Catches the wrong flight.
He's hanging out at IKEA.
He's gonna get the biggest ironic cheer on Raw on Monday, because the Raw after Mania crowd is always hilarious and hot and ironic, and he's gonna get. I bet he gets the biggest pop of the night.
Well, you say ironic. The only reason it was ironic was because the night that Reigns, he got booed one night on Raw, so the announcer would be like, "This is the night where they cheer when they're supposed to boo." Vice versa. They had to fucking save their asses.
That's just every time they go to Brooklyn.
That's fair.
You can't trust Brooklyn crowds to do what you want.
Well, Josh says it's the real time the pre-show's on right now, and there's the rumor is that Rollins is going to start at 7. Then we don't want to miss that.
We definitely don't want to miss that.
What time is it now? Quarter till.
And Veer is always, in fact, at IKEA. They have some good. They have Swedish meatballs. My
They
TV
do?
stand came from IKEA. It's not even supposed to be a TV stand.
Did you know IKEA they will buy back your old crap as long as it's in good condition now?
This is the second time you told us that today.
I told you that today.
I didn't hear it.
Are you sure?
That might have been before I got here.
In the car, you said that.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shit.
Oh, no. No, I'm sorry. You said that about Target earlier.
Target.
You said Target at the car seats. That's what you said
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah.
All right. Well, I did hear that IKEA thing recently. I thought it was you.
Whoopsie.
Whoops. What are you going to do? All right. Well, we still got another 13 minutes to talk about WrestleMania 28. What else we got?
What's at the end of the weekend? What's the best match of the weekend? What match steals the show?
Edge, AJ Styles, in my opinion. They're both show stealer competitors.
I agree with that.
It
won't be like probably my favorite, but it'll be like the one where I noticed like the best wrestling, the best.
It could
like,
go either way,
overall
though.
Performance.
So we thought, a few years ago, we thought the same thing about Orton and Edge, and it sucked.
That match is still going on.
Yeah, Josh thinks the Theory and McAfee, and that's what you said. You're excited for.
That's going to surprise people.
That's the one I'm most excited for. That might be the most fun, but may not be the best.
I wonder how much time that's going to get. I wonder if they'll do it short or if they'll actually give them, 20 minutes to wrestle.
I would say maybe like with entrances, maybe 15 minutes. Because they can't do too long in the ring because McAfee still isn't a wrestler at the end of the day.
I haven't seen much of Theory, so I'm excited to see him. I criticize WWE a lot, but I love that they've identified a young talent that they believe in, and they are pushing him for months now.
Yep.
And they gave him a huge singles match at WrestleMania. Like that.
Yep.
I love that. I can't complain about it at all.
I agree, man. It's the shit.
Corbin and McIntyre.
Best match.
Yeah, best match.
Josh thinks it might be Corbin and McIntyre.
It could be. They might work so well. It might be one of
those. They've been feuding for so long. I'm kind of over it, but it is what it is. I've never been a huge McIntyre fan, to be honest with you.
For me, it's the Corbin character. Happy or sad doesn't really.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. I like him better as sad, but be happy. Be a happy guy. Be a happy fella.
I think it's going to be the Raw Tag Team Championship match. I think that's going to be the best
match
of the weekend.
Think so? No, Randy Orton's hard to argue that. What about the Lesnar Reigns match? How quality wise, how is that going to go?
I don't know.
I'm not a fan of Lesnar's wrestling style lately, and
Corbin is a close personal friend of RSH.
It's true.
Sure.
Yeah, you're just sucking up to him. Trying to get him on the
Hey
show.
man, not just sucking up. We hung out at a bar. He gave me a kiss on the forehead. Okay, that part's a lie. But I might have tried to kiss him and got kicked out. But still. So you're not a fan of Lesnar style?
I do.
Well,
I like the big bruiser style where he just.
He's not doing nothing but Germans anymore, right? He's doing
Spear?
more.
There isn't a spear.
He does a lot of suplexes. Yeah. He does a lot of punches, clotheslines.
Hey, what's it is? I hope it's not overbooked. I hope we don't see like the Usos running out and
we're going to see the Usos running out.
Heyman getting involved.
We're going to see Heyman getting involved.
If this is your biggest match, just get a one-on-one match and let's figure out who the best guy is.
That could have been a great time for a Hell in a Cell, right?
They've already done that though.
These two have.
Haven't they?
I mean, maybe. I don't think so.
Did Rock just interfere and like when it was Roman and Strowman?
Last. I mean, that could be. I don't remember. The last Hell in a Cell I remember Reigns being involved in was against Jey Uso, and Jimmy had to come in, or maybe it was Jimmy. Well, one of the Usos, like 2 years ago.
Yeah, because the other one was on.
Jimmy was hurt for
blue eye or hurt or something.
Yep.
Or both.
So I don't think they've had a Hell in a Cell, but even if they did, but this is another chance for a gimmick, like we talked about earlier, where this is the third time at WrestleMania. Stakes are on the line, championship versus championship for the first time ever, for the third time. And, this would be a great time to have a gimmick match.
Yeah, rumors swirling are right. Maybe the last match.
I haven't heard that rumor. You said that earlier. So this might be his last retirement match?
Maybe.
I don't believe
I don't
that.
think it will be, but rumors are rumors. You never know.
Rumors are rumors.
Truth is somewhere in the middle, probably.
Yeah, that's what Fleetwood Mac sings about that.
They do. So does Adele.
Yeah.
Rumor has it.
Rumor has it. Ooh. Yes. All right. What else we got? Anything else to throw in here before this impromptu episode of The Buzz Presents WrestleMania 38 concludes?
I'll put over my boy Kevin Owens, man. He has carried this feud by himself for months with one Austin promo. I think that's all he's done.
It's not even a promo. He just pre-recorded.
Pre-recorded on his ranch.
Yes,
it was an answer.
This storyline by himself for months, and I think it's been the best thing on Raw. So, kudos to my boy Kevin Owens. I love you, man. He's watching right now, right?
Anyone in the WPL is watching.
Well, they should be.
You better be. But I gotta put over my main man, Kevin.
Title's on the line tonight.
Titles on the line. 2 in a row. 2.
Oh, he is 2 in a row.
2 in a row.
It's gonna be
Going for
3 after
3.
tonight or
3
tomorrow
in a row
night.
after tonight. Plus, Hate Club gets back into conjunction for the belts in the tag team division. You know, you're gonna see a lot more of his banners and naming rights going forward.
It's gonna be
2 belts.
Kevin.
That's what I'm gonna be.
Kevin 3 belts.
WWE
I
is
got the naming and banner, and I got the main event championship. I'm already 2 belts.
done. WWE is the KO show. WPL is the Kevin Hart show.
KH show.
That's right.
H, there we go.
That's a good line, and then you kind of botched it.
Well, hey, it's live internet. You have to go with the flow. You don't bring up the botch. You just move the fuck on.
It's like wrestling, man.
No, repeat the spot until you got it right.
All right. WWE is the KO. God damn it. All right. WWE is the KO show. WPL is the KH show.
I got to get it like a hand gesture on how to do a K.
You gotta do a mic drop,
Yeah.
but like, there's no mic. You just gotta do it.
I can do an H with one hand, but then how do I do a K too? That's
So that
tough.
is K and H. That's backwards. I don't know.
We'll work on it.
Next time. All right, guys. I think we're going ahead and wrap this up. And if wrestling does start here in 7 to 8 minutes, we'll be prepared.
I like how we're doing a show about a show and we don't even know when it starts.
Qualified
Qualified people right here. Especially when you let off by, you guys don't watch WWE. Let's talk about WWE.
Let's talk about
Hey,
it.
we watched enough to know what's going on.
I'll watch SmackDown.
Or
I didn't watch SmackDown last night.
I read enough to know what's going on.
There you go.
You don't necessarily watch.
Readings for nerds.
I know, right?
Yeah, I watch SmackDown on Hulu, and it's usually not on Hulu until Sunday. So I'm going to miss it.
It happens.
Oh,
I know.
I'm sure you'll see all the recaps of what happened.
Yeah, they'll put them tonight. Yeah, we'll see the entire episode tonight. It's 2 days of WrestleMania. We're going to see some fucking recaps.
Not much happened.
All right.
Cool.
See you, Travis.
And
If
after
you're out there,
don't we have a tagline? What's the Hate Club's
I
tagline?
forgot. I mean, give it to the hate.
Give
right?
it to the
I
hate.
came up with another one, but I forgot what it was.
At the end of the night, you're all going to give in to the hate.